Hey everyone, I'm going to do a brief demo of the new Apex command portal for clients, existing and future. And really what this is for all of our communication, habit tracking, check-ins, intake, messaging, resources, all of that lives here. So this is basically your initial portal, your onboarding. Currently, our exercise and nutrition programs are still delivered out of Bridge Athletics, which the resources are within the portal. You can find them there. Eventually, we will probably build out the exercise and nutrition and firearms programming all through this portal. So it'll be a one-stop. This is a proprietary app built with my requirements. This is not a boxed app that you would purchase somewhere else. I created this based on the needs that myself and our clients require. So you're not getting this experience anywhere else, and constantly revising and improving this. So with that, let's jump into it. Hopefully I prepped this correctly. This is the first time I'm using this to share and to build out. So I'm currently going to my staging location. I will put the link for our existing clients in communication. If you wish to apply, there's an apply link on our portal as well. So I'll post that information on our social media as well as on this video as well. But this is just for existing clients. If you're not yet a client and this piques your interest and you can see the value in the coaching that we're providing, then I would encourage you to reach out to me, DM me, contact me, go apply on the apply page that we're going to put out, and then reach out. Let's talk. This is not just me sending you a Word document and you trying to figure it all out on your own. I have a couple clients that prefer that, but I'm encouraging them to come back into this portal now because we're trying to get out of the kind of old school, disorganized way of doing things, and I'm trying to centralize everything to make it easier for me to support all of you. So I'm going to log in. I've hopefully prepped this correctly as if I was a new user. So you have applied. We've gone through a discovery call together. You've signed up for the program. You understood the value. You understood the commitment that's required, but also the value and also the consequences of not taking action. And so we've had that conversation. We agree, and we're moving forward. Now, once I've onboarded you, you will receive credentials in your email to basically sign in for the first time. And so there's what I'm doing as a client. I'm signing in for the first time. And when I do that, I'm receiving basically this park queue. In fact, this is our staging environment. We might have a little bit of a bug to work out, but when you first log in, you actually do need to reset your password. That's actually the first prompt that you'll receive. So we'll figure that part out. But basically, you'll be asked to complete a park queue. And based on that, you will basically give your clearance that you're allowed to exercise. And then you'll fill out our liability waiver. So you'll read through all of this and basically sign it with your electronic signature, and you're off. Once you've done that, you're taken to the command portal. Oh, here we go. This is the prompt. I think this behavior changed a little bit. So now I'm prompted to confirm my new password. And now I have access to the portal. So what you see here is your main page, your mission page. This is where your objectives will come in, what you're due. Objectives are basically habits, things that you and I talk about in our kickoff call or our weekly check-ins. And we agree that we want to apply some focus, whether that's, hey, this week I need to apply focus on sleeping more because sleeping has been a challenge. And we know we need to get our recovery. Or I'm not drinking enough water or liquids and hydrating enough. I'm dehydrated, so we need to apply some focus here. Or for some of my deconditioned clients, it might be as simple as walking. Yes, we could build a whole program out for you in the Bridge Athletics app to do that, but it's also just establishing consistency and the habits. So the reason why I initially built this was I did not like what I saw out in the market for this part of the delivery, which was habit-based coaching. And so I wanted more flexibility on how I delivered that. Get into that in a minute. So what you see here is your program, the start date and end date. So unless you're on a recurring program, you will probably be on a tiered program, which is our current flagship is our Apex Body Optimization System. That's a 3-month engagement. You can certainly renew it, but it's 3 months to basically jumpstart you and to get you into a consistent program of doing this. So this program that's the life cycle. And about 2 weeks before the expiration date, you'll start to get prompted. Hey, you're about to expire. What's your thoughts? How do we proceed? Do we renew you? Do you have what you need to go off on your own and do this? It's perfectly fine. I'm here, to support you and work with you as much as I can. You don't have any objectives at the moment, but you do have a couple of tasks. You have to complete an intake form, and you have to schedule your kickoff call. So when you get on during the onboarding process, after our discovery call, you sign up. Your first task is getting into this command portal, filling out your PAR-Q, filling out your waiver, filling out your intake form, and scheduling that kickoff call. Then I take that information and I go off and build your program so that when we meet, we give an overview of everything. We go over this command portal together if we need to. We go over what your exercise and nutrition program is, answer any questions. So I'm going to just go through this process, and let's just go through it and see how it does. So I'm going to say, well, my birthday is... Not going to give you my real birthday because I don't think you all need to know that. I'm going to make myself a lot younger than I am. So, that's how we roll. And then we're going to just put in a nice, interesting number here. I am let's just call it a project manager. Why not? I've been a project manager off and on for many years. My emergency contact information. I'm going to put her information in here. And I'm going to put my weight. All right, let's put 250 pounds. And my height, why not? I always want to be a little taller. 6'4", that sounds like a good height. Well, let's make it 6'6", Michael Jordan's height. All right, because Michael Jordan's the GOAT. Sorry, LeBron fans. Goals, primary goals. You're telling me what are we focused on? I want to lose fat while maintaining strength, or I want to increase my endurance and cardiovascular health, specific general fitness and wellness. I mean, you have some goals to pick. They're really for us to prime the conversation so I can understand how do we develop your program. What does success look like in 12 weeks? I lose 30 pounds of fat and sleep a full 8 hours a night and consistently exercising and watching what I eat. Could be as simple as that. Could be more specific. It's up to you. I would say take some time and think through this. The intake form shouldn't take you a long time, but the better information you give me and the more thought you put into this, the better programming you'll get. I can assume what would be good for you. I can look at the normative data and say, well, based on your current, assessment values, this is what we need to work on, but that's coming from me. I would prefer a lot of this comes from you. What are you doing? What are you going to find value out of this program and working with me? What has stopped you from achieving this before? This is for men, especially, and women, definitely. I would say work and or family obligations are usually the number one stressor and obstacle. So let's just put that because that's important. Commitment level. So believe it or not, this is something that I really think is very valuable. I need people to think about this very thoroughly. If you believe you can do this and you are committed to making sure that to the best of your ability, this stuff here does not get in the way, if you're absolutely positively certain that you're going to do everything in your power to make sure this happens, you're an 8 or above. If you're kind of in the middle, well, I know it's going to be difficult, it's going to be challenging, but I'll do my best, you're probably a 4 to a 7. And if you're really below that, I would say even below a 5 or a 6, honestly, I think we would have figured that out during the discovery call, and maybe this wasn't the best fit for you. You really need to be here, higher on the higher end of that scale. So I would expect in discovery, we would have already had this discussion, and I would expect when you're doing the intake, you're over here. If you're somewhere over here, we need to figure that out. We need to understand what changed here. So let's put a 7 or an 8. Let's put an 8. Are you willing to follow a structured plan consistently? Yes, absolutely. That's your answer. If you say no, again, we probably would have discussed this most likely in our discovery call. You probably wouldn't have made it this far. If you're not willing to follow a structured plan, doing this consistently day in, day out, this program isn't for you. It's going to stay that off the bat. So yes, or with some modifications, if we've already pre-discussed it, absolutely. I'm here to work with you. I'm here to make sure that this is set up for success. But yes, or with modifications are really what we need to see here. So if you start trending down here or a no here, we need to talk. Where will you train? Home, gym, both, outdoors, combination of all of these? I don't think you can do a combination of. Maybe I found a little bit of a bug, and maybe I'll find a bug as I go through this process. But well, that's both. Okay, so there you go. Home and gym. Outdoor, maybe that's an option for some folks. Maybe more of a hiker or water sports or something along those lines. Then, how much equipment do you have available? Is it a full commercial gym? If you're at home, do you have some other stuff that we can talk about? If it's other, we can chat. But I need to know what you have available so I can build your program. If you don't have anything available here other than body weight exercises, not going to do very good to give you, deadlifts, barbell deadlifts, right? You're not going to be able to complete the workouts. So I do need to know what you have currently access to on a regular basis. I would say try to give me the one that you're going to majority use. If it's once in a while, once a month, I'm going to work out from home. Sure, I can give you an offbeat workout, but for the most part, I need to know what you're working with. So let's say full commercial gym. And then how much do you really need to train? How much time are you going to be able to set aside for training? Unless you're really trying to peak for something, you're probably not going to be on this range. This is probably the select few. Most people will probably land here. Some people will land here. If you haven't trained for a long time, if you have not exercised for many years, I'm not going to throw you into an hour-long workout. That's not sustainable, right? The goal for those folks are to establish some level of consistency. Best time to train for you is for you. It's dependent upon your schedule, and back up to this here, your commitment level. If you are committed to doing this, you will make the time. If you say, I know without a doubt, I can make midday lunch every day work for me, that's the best time for you to train. For me right now with my schedule, it's early morning. It's actually before 5 o'clock. So for me, that's exactly when I want to train. This doesn't affect the way we build your workout necessarily, but it's good information to know, because I do want you to really commit to that. And then how many days a week are you willing to train? Have you been cleared by a physician? Park, you kind of answered this, but it's nice to ask again. And then your current activity levels. Are you sedentary? Are you moderately active? What's your activity levels? That will help me as well. And then your training experience. Intermediate with weightlifting. I've never done calisthenics before. I'm kind of a beginner at endurance activity, and I'm kind of a beginner at HIIT. I do a lot of bodybuilding workouts. Cool. Health and medical. Let's say I have knee and back issues, tendonitis, right? And let's say medications, let's say statins and blood pressure. I would like to know the specifics if possible, but at a minimum, I need to know kind of what you're taking. How would you describe your current nutrition? Decent but inconsistent, good, excellent. I mean, this is kind of subjective in our discussions. We'll delve a little deeper, but this is also kind of it's a matter of how much education do you have on nutrition. And for a lot of people, it's late night snacking, random meals, overeating, right? Even those that don't feel like they're overeating and they're eating a good nutrition plan and they complain they're not losing weight, a lot of times they're overeating in the sense of what their body needs to lose weight. They're eating more than what they should be consuming for that goal. And then any dietary restrictions. I need to know this. Shellfish, I'm allergic. I eat kosher or halal, right? That's important. I need to know that. No pork, no alcohol. I don't give people alcohol in a program anyways, but I need to know some of this kind of stuff so we can make sure that it's something that we're considering. And then how many average hours of sleep per night? Excellent. And we talked a little bit about this as well, but work, motivation, my current stress levels are high, and it's work, finances, family, health, let's say. Those are my big sources of stress. And anything else, not at this time, but okay. So once you've done that, you've submitted your workout, your intake form, excuse me. I get it. You're taken back to the home screen. Now you schedule your kickoff call. You can come here to Calendly, schedule it. We need about an hour, sometimes a little bit more. And then you come back to the portal and you confirm, I scheduled it or not yet. Well, why didn't I do that yet? For now, we're going to say, yes, I scheduled it. So now you have no other objectives right now to worry about. Every week, you'll get prompted up here to submit your weekly check-in and also to schedule your check-in. So just like the intake form you saw, you'll have a prompt up here to say, submit my check-in form, and then schedule a check-in. Ideally, you would have done that in advance. And then you can also see our session history, the notes that we keep during those check-ins, which right now there's none there. So that's the login process. You get the email after you've been onboarded, after we've had our discovery call and you've paid for the program. You get the email, you log in, you complete the waivers, you change your password, you come in. This all should happen within the first day or two, right? Then I go to work between that time and your kickoff, and I build your program, I build your nutrition plan, and I take into consideration all of what we've talked about, all of what's on your intake form, and I start to set you up so we can review that in your kickoff. Then you can come to the welcome screen. So this isn't the welcome page. I'm in the staging. I'm sorry, this is not the welcome video. I just put a random video in here, but you'll see a welcome video for me in the production site. You'll see a note from the coach, me, kind of welcoming you to the program, what I expect from you, what kind of materials you need to be looking at. All of that stuff is here. How to get logged into the Bridge Athletics platform for your workouts and nutrition. Again, eventually it will live in this app. I'm going to say this. I love Bridge Athletics. It's a great app. But like with anything, I like to customize stuff. And I want a custom app, proprietary app for my clients. I have needs and requirements for me and how I train specifically. And so for the long-term strategy, this is what I'm looking to do is exercise, nutrition, and firearms programming. I will have firearms clients separately who might want drills to work on at home and want accountability. So those will be available. Not everyone will get all of those different modules. Depends upon the system, depends upon the program. And if you want to know more, let me know. I'll tell you what I'm thinking. But here you can download it on the App Store or Google Play. You can access the Bridge Athletics on your web browser. And then we have an onboarding guide. We'll take you to an external link here, how to register for it if you haven't received the email, the mobile experience, how to access it, your workouts, how to link chronometer. You can log your nutrition in the Bridge Athletic app itself, or you can sign up for a chronometer account and link them and use chronometer to log your nutrition, and it'll sync over to the app so I can see it. Very slick. How to log your nutrition, how to use meal scanning, and then there's some screens below on the actual mobile experience and how to use it. So go through these resources, download the app, make sure you've got access in your email. This is part of your onboarding as well. You do need to come in and look at this welcome screen, get familiar with all of this before the kickoff would be a huge help and will save time so we can focus on your program. Then below, you have a lot of getting started resources. Everyone will get these out of the box. Down below, you'll see a resource section. If there are specific resources to you, I will assign them and you'll see them here. But at a minimum, you will have these portioning guides, nutrition cheat sheet, mindset, welcome package, nutrition welcome package. These will be constantly updated, so just keep that in mind. Also, eventually, we may have some course material, video courses delivered through the portal. Think like school, for example. You go to the SKOOL platform, and you'll see a bunch of different types of programs that you can have delivered online in an online format. It's going to live here in our portal, our proprietary portal. Lastly, on this welcome page is how do you install this on your phone? You open this app on your browser, whether you're on iPhone or Android, so you open it in Safari or you open it in Chrome. You'll basically go to this website, command.apextacticalathletics.com, which is the portal. You'll log in, you'll click the share button, and then you'll have add to home screen. It'll open just like an app. It'll function just like an app. And so that's how that works. So that's pretty much the gist of the first week of you logging into the app, getting your bearings, going through these resources. Over time, you'll be able to track performance. And I have my own performance metrics that I track, but you will see a lot of data here start to populate. So for now, you'll have some baseline data that came from your intake form. And then you see some of the modules that are not yet available. But above, as you submit check-in forms and as we talk, you'll start to see what your trends are and what they look like. You can also submit messages to me directly. You'll receive global updates again, and I said the resources. Up in the right profile corner, you can see yourself. You can go to the settings page. You can obviously update your phone, your email, change your password, sign out. Or if you need to go to the help menu, there's a lot of different help resources here. All of these different help sections, you can come back to constantly being updated how to do this. Or if you find a bug, especially because we've soft launched this for the first month, definitely asking current clients to please report anything that you find. Don't just deal with it. You're helping me, you're helping yourself later on down the road. If you get frustrated with something, reach out to me, report the bug here. Again, it's in the upper portal, the profile portal here. Go to the help menu, go to the bottom, report a bug. You're just helping the app succeed. You're helping yourself succeed. Taking feature requests, may not implement them all, but I'm definitely open to your experience. But more specifically, initially, is something's not working right, let me know, please. I really need this information. So this is kind of the quick overview of the client side of the portal. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing for now, but that's the gist of it. Maybe some more information will come a little bit later in terms of maybe I'll do a coach view and show you the coaching platform from the coach side. But this is a fully functioning app. It's basically been hardened. It's been accounted for in terms of security, and we're constantly improving it. So I hope that you find this valuable. If you're an existing client, I hope you're as excited as I am to get into this app and use it, especially when we start to implement the exercise side and nutrition side in the future. And if you're not yet a client and you're thinking about it, I hope you can see the value. I am delivering a product and a service that is geared towards your success. I want you to I want you to succeed. I want to make this as easy as possible for you to succeed. Removing friction as much as possible is important. Hopefully this makes sense, especially when you talk about the mindset and the habit pieces of it, because quite frankly, a lot of people can go online and get a lot of this information, may not be right, maybe incorrect information, or maybe lacking a lot of context, but the knowledge is out there. How to apply the knowledge is a different story. But at the very least, making sure that you have accountability, you can stay on track. I know that's huge from the research, from my own research, and we're trying to remove some of that friction. So whether you are or are not a client, hopefully you found this valuable. Get your kind of thought processes flowing. If you have questions, please reach out, and more to come. Thank you all.